What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Keenan from KeenanRIVALS.com. A lot of you guys have been kind of commenting on my film cameras. Over the last couple weeks, I've been going really hard on Twitter just about the Salvation Army and investing money and just like things that I'm interested in outside of photography. And a lot of you guys have been reaching out to me just asking questions like how do you get your gear, or what kind of cameras do you buy, or pretty much how to make money. More so recently, believe it or not, I've been kind of investing in basketball cards and things like that. But another one of my side hustles is coming to the Salvation Army and looking at film cameras. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. I've been talking about doing a video like this for quite some time, but I don't know, finally just said why not get out and do it. I got a couple hours to kind of have some fun, and I really just want to test this camera. I'm vlogging on the Fujifilm X-T100. They got horrible reviews, the autofocus is trash, and recently I just updated it to like firmware 2.0, so I want to kind of see how it handles the autofocus. So you guys are kind of getting a 2-in-1. You're getting like the behind the scenes of what I look for when I'm in these places, and also you're kind of getting the camera like first impressions. So we'll see how this camera holds up. So the best place to find these cameras is to actually look through the electronics section. I know that might sound like a duh kind of, you know, statement, but a lot of Salvation Armies actually keep their cameras in like a cage. So a lot of people will come look at these cages, they'll look for the camera, they won't see anything, and then they'll just leave. The cameras can kind of be anywhere, but in this Salvation Army, they keep them next to the clocks. I normally go for the point and shoots. They're like the most fun. They tend to work the most. Right now, it's looking kind of bleak. I mean, this is just like a disposable camera, and this one kind of is too. So definitely won't go for those. All right, so this store is kind of looking like a miss. I don't tend to find too much stuff here. I've gotten like a couple lenses every now and then, but never like any gold. But as you can see, you really gotta look. You know, we came over here and we saw the film cameras by the clocks. But as we kind of walked down, we saw some more. So these things can kind of be anywhere. There's no real organization going here. There's no, like, this is chaos. So make sure you look around, kind of get a good vibe for the store, and just check every shelf. All right, guys, so yeah, nothing in that section. Now what we're gonna do is kind of head over to the other spot where you can find cameras at, and this is gonna be like their little jewelry case. This is where they kind of keep the higher end possessions. So we're just gonna check it out. Sometimes you might get like an old vintage lens in there, or a vintage camera. Normally not much, but you never know.
Always sleeveless.
Anything. Alright, so nothing there, but no reason to get like bummed out. Sometimes you'll come to the thrift store and they don't have anything, but you know, you just can't like play favorites, you can't beat yourself up. I come to these places all the time, end up with nothing, and then one day I come back and boom, just the other day I was here and I found a little camera bag, and inside of it was a Nikon like FE or FM film camera, 2 lenses, some expired film, a point and shoot, and I was able to get it all for 10 bucks. You know, sometimes it takes 50 visits, you know, believe it or not, but it's fun, it's worth it, and you kind of get that shock factor, and that's what I love most about it. All right, so one of the benefits of like living where I live at is that there's like an insane amount of thrift stores. I'm in a shopping plaza right now that has 3 of them on its own. Now I tend to only find stuff like at one, but I do visit them all. But just to like not make this a super long video, I'm only gonna show you like the one. It's pretty much where I find most of the stuff at. I just absolutely love it. I also hate it very much. So like there's reasons that I kind of dive deeper into when we get in there. But yeah, this thrift store just has so many point and shoot cameras, so many film cameras. It's a gold mine. I really like how they curate their product. So really quick tip guys, when you come to these places, always bring cash. I forgot to mention, this is a cash only thrift shop. You just never really know. There's nothing worse than coming to this place, finding something you love, and then realizing you can't get it. Always bring cash. So like, just on a side note, this is kind of a dope spot to take some photographs. There's so much going on. I'm not sure how frowned upon that'd be, but feeling the vibes there.
Parents, please keep your children in all times locked up. With their safety and safety covered, please do not allow them to run around in the store unattended. Thank you.
So But as you guys can see, they have a lot of great cameras here. I'm at the point now where my collection is just so big that I pass up on a lot of like the cool but like not so worthy you know, film cameras. One thing I did see that kind of struck my attention was this Ricoh. I know they kind of have like some cameras that aren't worth too much, that don't do too well, but I'm gonna look this one up and see what it's worth. And then also I found this little flash. Never sleep on these flashes. These manual flashes can be worth some money. I saw some go for like 40-50 bucks. This one's $5, a little bit too expensive. But yeah, the price point of that flash is kind of why I go back and say I sometimes hate this place. I think they do a really good job at curating what they put on the shelf and sell back to us, but they also do a good job at kind of like pricing it. These things are not cheap. You know, at a typical, you know, shop, this would be $2-3 bucks. You know, it's $7.99 here. So sometimes you can find something really cool, and sometimes you find something that's pretty average and the price is too high. So one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that you should get a basket. Typically I just come in and grab like 1 or 2 cameras. I'm not normally vlogging, so my hands are pretty good to go, but it's always a good idea to see something you like and just put it in a basket. Looking prices up on eBay or whatever you're trying to do with this stuff can be done later. Put it in a basket, you know, get what you need, and then look it up. You never want to be standing somewhere, you know, looking things up, putting it down, because somebody else could grab it. And I haven't had those problems, but I definitely don't want them. So yeah, grab a basket, put it in there, make life easier. I'm getting you guys all the tips today, so let's make it easier. And before I leave, I'll always check out the books. Again, any book can do well depending on what you find. About 2 weeks ago, I was in here and I found a William Klein Tokyo book for like $3. Not something that I'm going to resell, obviously. I leave it for the collection. I like to do a lot of my product photography with books. But again, that's just a testament of like what you can find if you look around. It is a lot of work scanning all of these books, but if you get the right one, it's definitely worth it. Alright guys, so it looked like we're going to be leaving out of here empty-handed today. I was really close on buying like the Ricoh and the Kodak camera, of the Ricoh because obviously the name, and the Kodak because it had that film stock inside of it. But upon doing like some further research, I just found out that your everyday run-of-the-mill point and shoot cameras, and again I just have far too many of those to kind of keep growing that collection. If they're on sale, then I probably would have picked them up. Sometimes you'll find when you come to the thrift store, they'll do like a color tag sale. Every tag has a different color, like blue, white, green, red, and sometimes randomly they'll just have like 50% off of blue tags, 25% off of red tags. Those two were red tags, and there was nothing off red tags today, so maybe I'll come back and grab them if there is like a 50% off sale, but for now it's definitely a no-go. All right guys, so we did end up with one camera. Is this moving? Whoa, that's weird. Anyway, like I said, we did end up with one camera. I ended up going with this little Minolta camera. I just like the look of it, you know, it's kind of a small compact camera. You guys know I love those. And yeah, can't be mad at the price. It was a $4.99, but because we had that sale, I ended up getting it for like half off. So definitely happy to have this. You know, it's not like the go-to camera, the one that everyone's talking about, but yeah, I'm just a sucker for anything this small that has a pretty wide focal length. I do have some other things that I want to talk to you guys about, but I gotta sit down. I can't keep like bending over. My back is killing me. I'm just getting old. So one of the things I kind of want to talk about in this vlog was my photo book. So you guys know I did a Kickstarter a little while back for the Center of Attention. It's actually kind of like a magazine, and in the Kickstarter I said it was going to come out like around July. It's looking like it might drop mid-June, so there's some good news there. But today on Instagram, somebody reached out to me and they're like, yo, when is the book dropping? And I kind of like freaked out. I was like, oh shit, is somebody unhappy? Is somebody getting impatient? And it turns out they were just actually looking to buy the book. They just wanted to know when it was coming out. But that kind of triggered me and made me feel like maybe I should give you guys a video and kind of update you on where it's been at, because I haven't really did so since I dropped the Kickstarter link. So right now what I'm kind of in the process of doing is re-editing all my photographs. I don't know why, but I thought I was just gonna put this book out, take some images and kind of put it out there. But what I've learned is that these images have been taken over the course of years, and some of them just don't kind of fit my aesthetic anymore. Some of them are black and white and I want them to be color. It's been a kind of a long process going through all my photographs, trying to find the right images, and then kind of narrowing them down to like tell the best story, or you know, make the best, you know, book that it can be. So yeah, if you haven't already pre-ordered it, you can definitely do so. I'll leave the link down below. It's actually always there, so just check down below for the link. I got about what, 60 copies left. You know, it was limited to 100, so there's still a lot of opportunity to kind of grab one and support your boy. Outside of that, I want to talk about a new venture that I'm kind of working on. I know it's kind of soon to be working on a new idea when I haven't even completed the idea that I told you guys about, but this one's a little less back-end work, and it's something that I can do kind of now. And it's something that I've been wanting for a long time that I just can't seem to find. And that's like a street photographer's community. I don't know if I'm just not good at using Google, or if people just aren't active, but I can't really seem to find one outside of Reddit. And I absolutely hate that subreddit. I love Reddit as a platform, but that subreddit is awful. The people there are awful. It's just not my cup of tea. So I thought, why not use my platform and bring together some people who just want to talk about street photography. I want this to be a platform where we can kind of critique each other's images, share like tips and tricks, share photographs, talk about gear, like almost like a meetup. You know, I want this to be like the meetup, but just online. So this is kind of the soft announcement for it. I'll do a much larger announcement when we get a few people on there and we kind of figure out what it's going to be. But yeah, if you guys made it to the end of this video, then you're the kind of person that I want to be a part of this group. Let's make it active. Let's make it fun. I'll leave that link down below as well. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. All them nights I stay